everything's cyclical, but kind of in a reverse way for what I'm talking about today. We saw pop punk made a huge resurgence in 2020 and kind of got brought to the mainstream by artists like Juice WRLD, making it really huge on a worldwide level. Then you get smaller TikTok artists kind of blowing up. Regardless, pop punk had its time in the sun. Now we're kind of taking another step backwards and going more on the grunge side of things. So grunge is making a huge comeback right now, at least on my end of Spotify and my Instagram reels of what I'm seeing and kind of getting exposed to. So what I'm doing, I'm going through the top 5 tiny rock artists that you should be listening to. There is a little blending with pop punk in here. I'm going to preface that, but that's just because, it's all rock. All these artists have less than 200,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, so still a lot, but some of these get kind of small. Before we get going, I'm going to go ahead and thank the sponsor of this video, Fiobot Clothing. So Fiobot has some of the best athleisure, travel wear, lounge wear. I'm talking your basic tees, joggers. They even got jeans on there, crew necks, quarter zips. It's going to save you a lot of money compared to the big brands such as Lulu or Viore, even if you're buying it off the sale rack. And it's fantastic quality. I can't speak highly enough of the quality of this material. So use code JND20 at checkout. Get yourself 20% off of an already great price. Check out Fiobot Clothing. All right, so first off, this is a small artist by the name of Flake. This guy, he fucking rocks. I'm not going to lie. So he's from Wichita, Kansas. Top song on his Spotify is Shit on the Floor, which I find just hilariously incredible. The fact that that's your top played song, and I'll be honest, it's definitely not his best song. I think it's just, it catches people's eyes. They're going to click on it first. What is Shit on the Floor about? That's an older song at this point. He's got newer music coming out, such as Wake Up and On Again. Also, he has a really sick cover of Yellow. He's not quite grunge. He's not quite pop punk. Kind of falls in Smash Mouth is the best way to describe him. Just like that really early 2000, 2001 rock. It's not quite pop punk. It's definitely not grunge, but it hits. If you listen to Shit on the Floor and then go to one of his newer ones like Wake Up and On Again, which is like a little duo single release that he had, you can really see the growth that he's come into in the last year or so. And a lot of these artists, you'll see there's a big trend where it starts off kind of bad recording quality, maybe just like a little spotty with the overall sound of it, and then it's a big upwards trend as maybe they got a small record deal or they just got better equipment, whatever it may be, and their lyricism and overall musicality goes up a lot. He's one of them. Really excited to see what he kind of keeps pumping out. This dude's tiny. Go show him some support. Flake, guy's pretty fucking sick. Next up, we got Slow Joy. This guy popped up with him teasing a song called Pulling Teeth. Really good song. It's him writing a song about his partner sticking with him through the hard times. So to have like a pop punky kind of grunge, this is definitely more grunge sounding just with his vocals, and to have a song that hits as hard as this does, but also have like such a deep and powerful meaning behind it, and that's is like a very personal lyrics put up to it, I think is really good, really great. I have no idea where this guy's from. Doesn't have anything in his bio. He's got like 2 words. So that's not really helpful for me figuring that out. Regardless, Slow Joy, check out Pulling Teeth. Crawl 2, also really good. This guy's got a lot of good stuff, but he's another one where you can really see the growth that he's kind of going through. Next up, we got House and Home. This is the band that started this whole video concept for me. They are super heavy guitars. They fucking rip it on these things, and it is good, man. Definitely say it's more of like a real grunge band. They're from Richmond, Virginia, so they have a lot of just very consistent sounding music, and I mean that in a good way. Like, it's just like you drown in guitars. Their vocals are hitting. I really enjoy it. It's become one of my favorite bands to lift to. When you got some just shredding, muddy guitar hitting you in the eardrums when you're trying to rep out another one, it's the best. So House and Home, really like them. They just did a little collab EP with I forget who, but I'm not going to say skip that, but for first listen to their own music that's like just straight up them. Next up, I've talked about this band relentlessly for the last 2 years on this channel, Telltale, also from Richmond, Virginia. This is one of my favorite pop punk bands, but they're starting to do what kind of rock did overall from like 2006 to like 2012. They're going from more of like not all-time low, they're going from more of like a pop punk sound to more of like a 3 Days Grace sound. So they're getting a little more heavy into it, maybe a little more metal influence in their last 3 singles that they've released. You can definitely tell they're kind of going down a little bit of a harder rock route, which is sick for them. They're just developing their sound. Telltale, I've seen them live. They rip it live too. They're really good. From their old stuff with Rose all the way up to Kissing a Car Crash that came out, all of it holds up. Cannot speak highly enough of this band. Next up, number 2, we got Flycatcher. This is a tiny little band. They kind of give like Pixies or Blur vibes from like those early 2000s, late 90s. Again, right in that weird mix where it's just rock. You know, it's not like a subgenre of rock. It's just straight up rock. Sodas in the Freezer is their top song and by far their best. They're another one where they've had a lot of growth. They've been putting out music for a while. Sodas in the Freezer is hands down their best song. That's the one that kind of shown to me on Instagram. I just scrolling, the band came up, wrote me in right away. And that song's from like 2022. So they haven't put out any new music for a while, but they had said on their social media, new music's coming. So I know they probably feel a lot of pressure because Sodas in the Freezer is kind of blown up. And it's got really good guitars, good vocals. I love it. I cannot wait to see what this band does next. Last up, the number 1 spot. By the way, I lied. There's 6 of these bands, not 5. So you get a little bonus one in here. Another band I have not shut the fuck up about on this channel, Between You and Me. Oh my God, a little Aussie pop punk band from Melbourne, Australia. I fucking love these guys. They are probably my favorite band right now. I thought they'd have more subscribers or monthly listeners than they did. I think they only have like 140K, something like that. But they are by far like the best band. Their overall vibe, just like as a band, what they do, how much fun they have, both like in their shows and in the studio. You can hear it in the music. I mean, they released Nevermind last like April or May. Standout single for me. That thing had an absolute chokehold on my summer. It was my number 1 song on my summer playlist, so I played that shit all the fucking time. Never got tired of it. And they have The Middle out now, and even better, they got an EP called Shit Yeah. Everything they have from their old stuff, all of it's so good. I love this band. Like I said, they're one of my favorite bands, and they seem to have such a good time. Their EP is called Shit Yeah. I think that's I'm just gonna make that my mantra. It's gonna be my mantra. I think that's the right word. It's gonna be my mantra all summer. It's just gonna be Shit Yeah. From April 5th on, Shit Yeah is going to be my mantra. So I'm really excited for that. Between You and Me is by far my favorite band on here. But all of these guys are really, really good. So hopefully I did a decent job kind of dicing out the different sounds of each of them. But regardless, go check out these bands. Let me know if there's any small bands that you're listening to that you think I would like or anyone else in the comments would like. Drop that comment down below. Check out Filebot Clothing. Use code JND20. Get yourself 20% off your order. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with someone if you think they need to up their rock music genre, artist, game. You know what I mean. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.